Testing 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test. This is a case study recording. I've got John here that I'm going to interview on a couple of things. How has the death affected you during these times? I know that it's been about a year and a half since your mom's passed away.
The death of my mother was huge. It affected me pretty bad. Affected a little bit of my life with my marriage and work. So, it's definitely been a loss that I've noticed.
I mean, it was something that wasn't obviously a death is something that everybody expects, but it came real suddenly. The cancer, correct?
Correct. The cancer was sudden, but the fight was not too long. But it was one of those things where you live day to day. Just kind of went with it day by day.
How does your work affect the thoughts and decisions that you have about life right now? I mean, how does your work?
Work's something that I can always trust in. I can always go there if I'm wanting to get rid of some stress, get rid of some anxiety. But it's something that I really enjoy. So it's kind of an escape.
Do you feel like you work a lot, or do you put a lot of time into it?
Yeah, a lot of work, a lot of time. Something that you love is always going to be a passionate thing, But work, yeah, it feels good because you enjoy it and you get paid for it. But yeah, a lot of effort goes into work.
Do you feel like that's your escape? Like you kind of get
Hmm.
away from your problems,
Absolutely,
like your maybe kids or your wife or the
absolutely,
problems.
absolutely.
Do you think that's a good thing? I mean,
Yeah,
even
yeah. I mean, work is pretty important. So it's definitely one of those things where if you enjoy it, you can get an escape from other items. Not that you should have to escape it, but right now that's how I feel.
how did you come about as far as having these suicidal kind of thoughts, as far as maybe having everything kind of
Well,
on top of you?
It just kind of a deep depression before my mom passed away, and then slightly after, fighting or arguing, I should say, not physically fighting, but arguing quite a bit with my spouse. I've been married a long time, 4 kids. It's definitely one of those things that throws your world in a loop. But yeah, stressful.
So how's the marriage been these past few weeks? I mean,
Last couple months have been rough, to be honest with you. So, last couple weeks is steadily kind of staying on an even keel with therapy and everything for potential separation.
have you guys been intimate? Has there been any kind of intimacy?
No intimacy over the last month and a half, 2 months.
How well do you guys communicate with each other as far as just on a daily, regular basis?
Slowly, slowly. One of those things that you try not to fight, so you try not to get agitated with each other. You try not to make each other mad, which makes you fight more. Just a constant battle, but trying hard.
How's the relationship with your kids as opposed to your wife?
And kids notice what's going on, but for the most part, we don't argue in front of the kids, and we don't stress out in front of the kids, and so the kids, they're old enough to know better, the older ones, so um, they notice it, but the relationship's still strong.
Do you feel like there's a different relationship between you and your kids as opposed to your wife and your kids?
Absolutely, and I would probably think that she would say the same thing. It's a different intimacy altogether. It's not a physical, more than it is just a tenderness, if you will. So it's a little bit different. So in my opinion, it's greatly different.
Do you feel like you're just kind of going through the motions in this marriage, just for the sake of the kids?
I don't think I've ever worked so hard, So I don't know about going through the motions, but definitely working a lot harder than before.
Is there any type of medications or any type of drugs that you've been taking?
Yeah, the ones that I had written down for you.
Is there any type of therapy outside of this one that you've been doing, but that kind of help you out with this? Possible marriage counseling or anything?
Sports therapy, but yeah, marriage counseling, sports therapy, just diving into physical fitness, trying to work out more and more. Takes a little of that anger away. Why why I think the things I think, and how do I get over it, and why am I acting this way? Never been here before, so it's very confusing.
Is that something that you want to do as far as trying to have an outlet, have that type of outlet besides work in
It's
order?
cleaner. It's cleaner than than any other kind of habits or hobbies. So yeah, that's definitely.
Do you feel like possible smoking or drinking or substance abuse would be something that you wanted to try or to do?
Smoking definitely always have. Um, Tried to give it up, recently before mom passed away with cancer. So it was definitely one of those things where I got to stop. drinking occasionally, so no abuse there. Anything else? Don't want to try drugs.
Now you had mentioned that you had a real strong relationship with your mom as opposed to your dad. Can you explain that? How did that work out?
Definitely mother's son, kind of growing up. Don't really have as strong a relationship now with my father as I did when I was growing up. It's not like he's wanting to teach me how to throw and how to run my bike now. He's more or less, a strong man and, man up, son, don't act like this kind of thing.
Do you think the relationship you had as with your dad as opposed to your mom is something that you've kind of instilled up the type of parent you want to be now to your kids? And is there any type of
I feel like I'm failing at that a little bit, but yeah, the stress is there to always be there for them. So it makes me want to be a better person, a better husband.
um, your relationship with your kids? How has that changed, or has that kind of been any kind of different in the past 6 weeks or months that you've had?
No, I think clinging to them more and more. You can tell that they're noticing some things between mom and I. So my wife and I. So it's evident. So you just try and pay extra attention.
Do you think that divorce is something that it's imminent? It's something that you're going to have to face. It's part of reality, or is it something that you're thinking?
It's definitely imminent. It's definitely one of those things that's creeping its way through the window. And so if I don't shut that window or figure out a way, there's really no point. So definitely want to see what we can do to save that.
Do you think that's what you want to do, or you think that's best for all
I
parties?
don't know, day by day. I need to figure out myself first. I don't want to be a danger to others.
Yeah, I mean, these suicidal thoughts, have they been like real frequently, or they've been kind of
Sporadic. Everything's caused or triggered by something. Quick little fight. Why did she say that? Why me? How come I can't get any loving? Things like that. But yeah,
When you speak of loving, do you mean just attention, or do you mean like
no physical loving. Definitely something that if you lack from that, it just causes your mind just to go crazy at work, everywhere.
make you think different things about her or about the relationship in general, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hopefully that we can have another session here soon, and hopefully that we can work out some type of goals that we can have to help you with these issues that you have.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to that.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, John.
All right, bye.
Thank you.